okay? And when I go back to like the '66 Boston Celtics with Bill Russell and all those guys, and I go through the entire like team rosters of every player and every stat, and I'm looking at Stephen Curry in 2016, 2017, and I'm going, he's the best, and there was shooters like way before him, and yeah, he is the best. Now, how did he do that? Well, he was on the court when he was 9 years old, every single day, shooting that ball. That's his life. Every basketball player in the NBA will tell you 85% of their time is in the gym, practicing. That's the same thing with us. How are we going to get good if we don't constantly practice, if we don't constantly miss those shots, if we don't constantly fail? We're never going to get better at anything. So skills are developed over time, and I am learning so many skills from the books that I'm reading, from the stuff I'm reading on Entrepreneur.com, from using stuff like Camtasia, Doodly, what's the other one we know? Not Video FX, Vigio.
Vigios.
And there's a couple more that we use that I can't really remember off the top of my head. But I just got Camtasia a week ago, and I watched like 6 tutorial videos on it, and I already know how to make our videos just look amazing. I still haven't figured out how to add backdrops, because I would actually like to add green screens behind me when I'm filming, but we'll figure that out too. But it's just, you just do it. You want to learn something, just do it. And you'll keep getting better at it, you know. So if Kareem and I can master video creation, we can make thousands of dollars making videos for companies, and that's what we're going to do. We're learning how to be professional video creators. And Camtasia.
Well, just the fact that you got me to even make a video or turn on my camera to talk into a camera for me was like a culture shock.
Well, you did it, right? And now you feel better because you took that step, and just keep doing it, Francis. If you want to make videos, do it. Send them to us. We can edit them. We can make them look nice for you, however you want. Give us your art direction. What do you want us to do to them? We can do anything to them. Doesn't matter. We can make it awesome.
Another prime example of shooting a video, not knowing what they're doing, but they did it anyhow, and look what happened. Yep. They did Kim Kardashian.
I sounded like a motorboat, buttera, but I did it. I got through the first one, and the second one was easier.
Kim Kardashian's one of those chicks that did get somewhere by having her panties around her ankles.
Wow.
Now, get back in your cage, Chris.
All right. I'm going to make the conversation PG. All right, I'll make conversation PG. This is actually the article.
I had to do it, Francis.
You do not get this car or this plane, unfortunately, unless you apply these consistently. Oh, wait, Kareem, I can't get it in 30 days? No. But here's the interesting thing. I'll tell you a story. One of my friends I was talking to, I got excited because I went to an open call for modeling because I said I would try it, and they actually said, we'll give you a second interview. And so one of my friends who was in filming and kind of in the arts, he went to high school and college for it. He said, do you have any acting experience? I'm like, well, no, I don't. He's like, well, it definitely could help in your second interview. So I said, well, who could you get me with? And he gave me 2 names, which I can't pronounce. And basically, they called me back and said, you can be an extra for a movie. Now, here's the interesting thing. I get on the set. I get there, I take a day off. I start early. I get up at, I would say like 8 or 9, get there at maybe 10 or 11 o'clock. I have no idea what to do, so I'm figuring out what is the fitting, how do I start this, what do I do on set, how do I interact on set, who do I talk to, what are my positions, when do I go. Funny enough, make a budget and stick to it. I was getting paid for that, but I have to make sure that when I take off for that movie that I'm not losing my job because of it, and I'm not taking off time that I can't afford to take. Don't be afraid to work hard.
That's kind of counterproductive there, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
If that was the approach we used.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to work hard. So everybody's like, dude, you're an actor. It's so cool. Let me tell you about being an extra. Here's what I did. I walked from here to there for literally 8 hours, or I'd actually say 9 to 10 hours. They did feed us with awesome stuff. Literally 9 to 10 hours walking back and forth, and I was cut, reset. I was like, ah! They're walking back and they're like, dude, you're an actor. Isn't that so cool? I'm like, no, it's not that fun. My feet almost gave out. Clear goals. I wanted to get everything done in a certain time. The director especially was not that chill about, not getting everything the right way. He was real finicky. Be willing to fail. We shot one scene the whole day and take time off. You get tired after a while. So, that's literally the whole thing in that day of just being an extra.
Cool. So now I know what I'm going to have to look forward to, because Mark said I need at least 12 hours.
Yeah, you need at least 12 hours. Here's the thing. You need to show up. It's kind of rough because this is just they call you, you have to show up with certain clothes. You show up with certain clothes, and then they change you up. You get certain outfits. You have to wear that the whole day. You have to show up early, and the call time could change, and you have to work 12 hours to get that done. And literally, you could be there for 16, 20, or, I've heard the most is like 20 plus hours just to maybe get a couple scenes done. And while being an extra is not an entrepreneur per se, if you apply these can apply to all of your life.
Yep.
Really. Even if you watch this and you're like, I don't want to be an entrepreneur, I would say this can apply.
Well, those are life habits.
Those are life. Start early, learn constantly, make a budget and stick to it. Don't be afraid to work hard, make clear goals, be willing to fail, take time off.
Yep.
Yeah, and actually that's an interesting one you just mentioned with the extras. My woman that used to babysit me, not me per se, actually my brothers, but I was working. He'd come over. She was an extra on The Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nice.
What?
The very first one?
Yeah, in the first one. She's in the.
Wow.
She is actually the girl that's right behind the main actress in the desk behind her in that classroom where she's her friend in the
yeah.
hall.
Oh yeah, nice. I'm gonna look for that.
They literally the girl right behind her, and so she was saying that she was there 8 hours.
Oh yeah.
8 hours, and they didn't really do anything. They were in a room, and then they'd call them into the room, have everybody sit down, and they did the shots, however, many times. She didn't really emphasize on that one, but then she made a comment. She goes that at one point she was thinking like probably one of the most famous extras that ever did anything with his life, and he had a clear goal. That's where I'm kind of tying the thing. Yeah. But the most famous extra I can recall was clear. It was in a movie called Night Shift.
Oh, that's a great film.
But there's a scene where they're in like the morgue.
Yeah.
That party.
Yeah.
There's one person, his face goes right up into the camera, and he's got this big, wild grin like he's drunk as heck.
Yeah.
That's Kevin Costner.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
Decent.
Yeah. But he got it started as an extra, and a lot of guys, sometimes it depends on what your goal is. Maybe you just want your door in a step. You got to get that headshot. Obviously, even an extra, you got to have a headshot getting in there. That's got to be on file. Well, that headshot. Now, I was talking to a couple of my friends that are directors.
Nice, bro.
And people spend insane amounts of money on the headshot. That headshot is probably the most important thing an actor can have in their arsenal. Now, if they want to get work, that headshot has to sell it. But he was saying that there are guys out there that are spending $10,000 easily for a single headshot.
Yeah, someone told me that. I'm like, a photographer actually told me, like, oh yeah, headshots, you know, some people do them for 100, some people do 10 grand, 20. I could go in 100,000. I'm sure there's probably someone out there who does headshots probably for $1 million. I mean, that would make sense to me. And people will go, why would you do that? Because clear goal, not afraid to fail. Those two things to me really struck out, because if you're spending 10 grand, you could get a car for a headshot, literally. You're spending 10 grand on a shot to like, look, and then you are really not afraid to fail, and you're not afraid to work hard, because you're putting it out there and saying, I'm not just going to be an extra. I'm either going to be whatever you want, a production assistant or someone who is involved with filmmaking, or I just want to be an actor. And I got to meet Jonathan Groff, and I'm ever for immortalized in Netflix. And even though it's 1 second, I have a clear goal of keeping working at this and eventually getting to a point where I can act. And I think YouTube will help with that, definitely.